Have you noticed that we tend to wait for the next big thing to happen in our life before we stop and refocus on what's important in our life? As time passes and we get older, we start to lose things. We sometimes lose a loved one. It can be a family, a friend, a pet, and it is just so sad. And then we stop to think about our own mortality. Why do we always wait until that thing happens for us to then take that pause and reevaluate, reassess? A lot of external factors is what causes our stress levels to be up most of the time, most of every day. And we don't even realize it. And it's so disappointing, isn't it, that we always have to have that thing happen for us to then say, wait a minute, and you think about your own mortality. It's really unfortunate. And the same thing with our health. Our health could start to fail us, or things start to happen where one day maybe we're able to run miles and the next day we suddenly can't even get on our feet. You start to think about it and you go, wait a minute, I took it for granted that I was able to run around. I took it for granted that I was able to do all these things that I used to do so easily, or that was part of my job, that was my career. Now I'm having a hard time. And it's not to say that some things could happen, like an accident could happen, and sure, but here's the thing is that if we take care of our health, if we take care of our well-being, we will mitigate some of those things from happening. And a lot of times our stress level is so high that we don't even realize it's affecting us internally. So while we're reacting to all these external factors, whatever's in the news, things that really just like stress us out, it's actually causing things to happen internally. The irony of it is that then you start thinking, you start going inward and you start thinking about your own well being, you start thinking about self care. And really, self care is so underrated. Maybe decades ago, that used to be frowned upon. People would say, sleeping is for the birds or whatever, right? They would just say, they would really undermine the value of sleep. And here's the thing, too, we're so stuck on numbers. Like we have to sleep a certain number of hours. I'm how many years old, and we're so stuck on that, but we're forgetting what is really important is right in front of us, the things that we are grateful for. Now, I used to think by a certain age that I was done with really fully celebrating my birthday because I kind of thought, eeks, I'm getting up there, right? Well, here's the thing. I've since then really reversed that thinking. Really, you should be celebrating every day. If your birthday comes around, I would say that's more the reason for you to just celebrate. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and spend a lot of money. You can still do something really simple. You can go out for a picnic. You can go out for a nice hike. You can do all these things, maybe be in nature. And it really rejuvenates you. And it reminds you that we're a part of nature. And just the fact that we're breathing, just the fact that we're alive. And it really reminds us of what's important and not to be so fixated on other things, especially because we can't control things. We can't control what other people do. We can't control what other people think, but we can control what we do and think. And so before we take it for granted again that, we're just going to wake up tomorrow morning and everything's fine and, you go about your day and sometimes there's some things that you're not looking forward to, the next day. Why not just really fully appreciate that, oh, I'm able to go to sleep in a bed? I mean, that's really big. And then the fact that when you wake up, it's like, I'm going to greet the new day differently. I'm not going to be so stuck on every possible thing that could happen, that could be bad, that could be negative. Instead, think there are so many things to be appreciative of. You can do that even having your cup of coffee, right? You can really make that a special celebration for the new day.